The most significant accomplishment of the Ethics Committee, very much aligned to the Ethics Committee's terms of reference and the responsibility of the committee, which is to play a critical role in the relevance and the reputation of the profession and rebuilding our profession by ensuring the maintenance of the code, and understanding of the code and application of the code by our members. It's also to address emerging ethical issues for our members, whether we're operating within South Africa or beyond the South African borders, and to also provide leadership in the ethics within the ethics related matters. And great accomplishments, just to name a few. The first one is really around advocacy. We, as a committee, has worked on a number of submissions, advocacy submissions that went to the different organizations like the ISPA. We've had to also make some inputs into documentation that went to the Department of Justice around the proposed reforms for whistleblower protection. We, as I indicated from an ISPA perspective, we did the tax planning and related services, where as a committee, we had a working group that worked on that submission. We also worked as a committee on the revision of the definition of listed entities and PIEs. So these are just some of the work that we've done at advocacy level. But what's critical has been around providing leadership and providing members with just the knowledge and support when it comes to emerging ethical challenges, which is our sessions on ethics and practice that SAICA hosted in 2023. We've seen about 7,000 members attending a number of these sessions that were held throughout the year. What was different is that in the past year, we used to really focus on ethics only in the month of October during the ethics month. But in this current year, the decision was to ensure that we've got throughout the year, we are talking about ethics, because ethics are not an October challenges only. So within these discussions, we've talked about driving ethical culture within organizations. We've talked about ethics and leadership. There was also a session that was addressing ethics and sustainability, which is now top of the agenda when it comes to the ESG and sustainability discussions in within the private sector and the public sector. And we've also looked at the top 10 trends within South Africa when it comes to ethics. So we've really gone out to have conversations, and not to talk at members, but to have conversations with members and have inputs also from members. Another key accomplishment from the committee has been an incorporation of the learning and development within the ethics agenda. And this is a realization that we cannot only talk ethics when it comes to SAICA members once we are professional. This was aimed at talking to trainees, ensuring that even at training perspective, we're starting to address these issues of ethics. This is also with a realization that it's a bit too late also to only start talking ethics at that. We are hoping that even at basic education, we're starting to embed ethics within our children, within the young people, so that when we become members of SAICA from ground zero. And all this to ensure that as SAICA prides itself in the private sector, are ethical leaders who are going to build the South Africa, who are going to build entities that we can be proud of as SAICA and avoid some of the challenges and the ethical dilemmas that we've seen in the past. The Ethics Committee's top priorities for 2024. We will continue with the work that we've been doing, specifically around advocacy. We can never say we have reached a point that we've spoken about and we've advocated for ethical conduct and ethical leadership within organization and amongst our members. So what we will continue is with the ethics and practice. We will look at other ways in which members can also contribute to the discussions around ethics. We will look at a number of partners who we can bring into these discussions so that we really talk to the real matters on the ground when it comes to ethics in practice. the aim is to move away from the theoretical ethical discussion, but really let's talk and address what is happening in our organization and what our members are facing and how to deal with some of these challenges. The aim is to continue to encourage courageous and bold leadership from our members, members who are going to be working in the best interest of our country and of the public when they are doing their work and as they are practicing in the different areas. Another focus area will continue to focus on trainees. More work needs to be done at that level so that we are starting to work on the crop while it's still fresh. So those are the two areas that we will focus on when it comes to advocacy. We'll also look at code relevance. We are starting to see South Africa has certain emerging trends that are unique to us, and that they may require the code to be re-looked at and updated, as well as ensuring that we continued alignment with and the URBA code. So we will also focus on those areas. As I've indicated, member and trainee support. We will continue to support our members, continue to support our trainees to ensure that the members and the trainees are receiving the support based on the matters that they are currently experiencing on the ground. This will require us as a committee and SAICA to really be at the pulse of things where things are really happening. One of the other key priority area that we'll be focusing on is sustainability and ethics. As we all know, ESG and the climate change agenda and sustainability is really top of the agenda of every organization, and it's important that our members are aware, and not only aware and are able to operate within these spaces and lead ethically as we are balancing the environmental aspect, the social aspect, and governance within our organization. There is an ISPA will be releasing an exposure draft on ethics and sustainability in December, January, and this will occupy the ethics committee's work in the next year. And really our focus is to continue to build and to enhance the brand of CASA, working on the professionalization of this on professional conduct for our members and also ethical conduct for our members. So in what ways can SAICA members contribute or engage with the committee's work in the coming year? I think, first of all, we do appreciate a number of members who have been coming on board, raising some of the ethical challenges and dilemmas, members who have been commenting, providing input on whether it's drafts or discussion papers that are out. We're really grateful for that. And we're also really grateful to our members who have been on the ground and blowing the whistle and driving an ethical agenda in the organization. And one of the key things is really the first thing to ask our members to continue to live out the brand, to continue to build the brand, to represent the brand, the CSA brand, and to work with members, to work with SAICA and identifying these issues and bringing them forth to us as a committee or to SAICA so that these matters may be dealt with, or so that we can address some of the challenges and work with you. What we also would like to see is, as a committee and as SAICA, we saying we don't have all the solutions, and the solutions to them are sitting with our members, where members have recommendations on the work of the committee or what SAICA can be looking at. We really would like your input into that. We also have, as a committee, have some working groups, and maybe we need to be communicating out to members certain areas where you can be serving. We would like members to raise their hands in technical working groups on certain matters. We'd also like to have members that are coming on board within the ethics committee to continue to assist us to serve as a committee. There are also a number of submissions that we have throughout the year where we write articles on ethics. If members have interesting articles that they would like to write, we would welcome those articles so that we can publish them in the SAICA magazine. And like I said, really continuing raising the ethics challenges that you are encountering. And this is not just so that we talk about it, so that we resolve some of the challenges that we are facing as a community of SAICA members. Really, again, the maintenance of the code of professional conduct for chartered accountants is important, and we really like members to continue to adhere, to understand these, and also share with others who might not be behaving or conducting themselves within the code of professional conduct for CAs. So those are just some of the asks from the committee and from SAICA to our members, but above all is to thank members and to ask members to continue to live out the brand.